YouTube channel on your
status.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. I don't want us to be too long. Good evening, good evening, good evening. We are live. Let me just inform. I'm not going to send my people messages privately because I know that we are watching. We are watching the president, right? Good evening. Thank you so much for thumbing up. I appreciate you. We are watching the president. As you tune in, remember to like. And my manifestors, yeah, that's the name of my followers, my subscribers. Manifestors.
Stars.
My manifestors.
Stars, yeah.
Because it is star, by the way, just so you know, right? Thank you so much. We've reached monetization. I'm not really sure what it means. Ne?
Yeah.
Let me just
monetization
post this on my WhatsApp status. We are live. We are live. YouTube. We are live. Kindly tune in. We are live. Kindly tune in. Please watch the adverts. Ne? Get the adverts. Don't get premium. What? Don't get the premium package. Kindly tune in. Let me also do this on Facebook. We are live. How are you? Hi, Ayanda. Hi, Nolwazi Kiyopuli.
Hey, Nolwazi, how are you?
We are live.
Oh, yes. How are you, Nolwazi? Hello, Ayanda.
Please share on your statuses. Share on your statuses. Tag you. Share.
Okay, I did it.
Yeah.
All right.
Important. Look at LinkedIn. Look at LinkedIn.
Apparently, LinkedIn is about to face me.
No, give academic. Claudia calls them academics. Academics. LinkedIn is for academics. You know, I think we find a lot of Zimbabweans are academics. Very, very educated people. Good evening. Today's topic, hot topic, is adapting to change. Please have your notes open.
Thank you. I'm fine. I see you. Yes.
Live video. Please learn from him. Yeah. Today I've made myself latte. I'll be drinking, listening to the Sage teach about change. There's things happening in the country right now. Those that are watching from outside of South Africa, we're in South Africa, and there are riots, political issues, and there's also the pandemic taking place, and there's also a lot of inequality taking place, and yeah, so that we can see the notes. I also want to.
There are no notes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can start. I think they'll join by.
Yeah. Please remember to thumbs up. Please share. Please comment. Also, that makes the channel, the algorithms, YouTube work. So the topic that my husband has listed, I was at the salon the whole day today. I am tired. I am so grateful that we're privileged to be staying in Centurion. There are soldiers every corner in Centurion. I don't know where you are. Please tell me wherever you are. Are soldiers also patrolling in your area? Are you safe? Are you okay? Are you double, triple masking? Oh, Ayanda, I'm doing well, thanks. You guys look amazing.
Thank
LinkedIn
you,
vibes, yes. Academics. Academics. I want to create LinkedIn, So I'll be having, please do you have your favorite beverage? It's winter. I have my latte here. Love Werner. Yeah, he's got also his latte. We are cuddling in. We are snoozing in. The president just spoke. We don't know what he's saying. Please, we will get the summary. Yeah.
But he's saying the same thing generally.
Yeah, okay. So, topic.
Oh, the topic, adapting to change.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about adapting to change. Growth requires change. We all know that. And the truth of the matter is, the only consistent thing that you can be sure of is change will always remain the same. It's the only thing that remains the same. It will always change. Therefore, when we are in a relationship, you are evolving as a human being. You will always grow. You can grow in terms of growth, promotion, or regress, but there's always movement, positive or negative. So how do we, as a couple, as we grow? I mean, we've been together for over how many years? Over 10 years, ne? Married over 10 years, but
You've got a 15-year-old next
so
week Sunday.
So basically over, I think, 16 years, ne?
Over 18 years.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Almost 20 years. So I'm like those people. Almost 20 years.
It's serious, this thing. So have
you gone for your vaccinations? Now that I am realizing that really I am in the bracket of those that have to go for vaccinations. Have you gone for your vaccinations? What are your views on that? There's another thing that I think you should also cover when it comes to change. My husband isn't for the vaccination thing, right? He's got his own theory.
It's not about.
I'm like,
I think I must clarify that, because now I'm of the view, or I mean, I've done a bit of reading and research about this thing, the vaccines, and personally, I just feel, looking at the history of America, I don't think comparing America and Russia. I think Russia has no ambition to try to control the world, judging from history now. So I, with the suspicion, there's the possibility through vaccines you can control the minds of people. I mean, many theories are going around. I would much rather be comfortable with the vaccine from Russia. Honestly, that's my personal opinion. And another thing also is, Bill Gates. You remember, he used to be all over the news, But now, since this thing, the vaccines, since cancer or the patent of the vaccines can be an open source type of arrangement, the guy has been quiet. So, yeah, those are some of the small things that I'm picking up. And I think for me, I would rather wait for us to get an alternative vaccine. That's just my personal preference. Yeah.
Okay. Ayanda says she's in KZN, and in the midst of it all, KZN, she's safe, and she hasn't seen any soldiers in her hometown so far, but she's mostly indoors. But I think they are around. I believe they are patrolling.
Yeah, for now.
And almost 2 decades. No, don't say that. 2 decades. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Mautana, good evening, dear. Good evening, darling. Talking about change and adapting to change, and also as a couple and also as individuals going through what's going on right now. Right now, there's also, you have to adapt to staying indoors as a couple. You have to adapt to sharing chores. We have to adapt to now working online or working from home. We also have to adapt with the children also being homeschooled. It's just a lot for me. I feel it's a lot. I think even today I felt a little bit overwhelmed because I am not a person that likes going out. So today I had to go out and do my hair. I think this is the first time after 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I don't go out. I'm just inside the house. So I felt, and then when I came home, it happened to be laundry day. And fortunately, the boys cooked, because the girls, me and my daughter, we at the salon the whole day. Yo, black hair diaries. Yo, black people. I don't know. Anyway, we were there, but we went after lunch. We went before lunch. We were at the salon. So when I came home, I felt like they were probably just chilling. The clothes are still on the washing line, and my husband is like, "No, I'll do it later. And I know that vibe. I know that later
because it's cold, man.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe they were playing soccer outside or something. Why didn't they take it out? So it's also change, right? And fortunately, I actually prayed because I didn't want it to be a quarrel. I didn't feel like, because my hair is still a little bit wet. I don't feel like quarreling. So I prayed, and you know what he did? He just took the basket and he went outside and brought it in, and you know what? That was it. End of story. Right? So that's also part of adapting to change, is that now we have to share chores, because we're also not comfortable for our helper to come in, especially now with these riots. So how do you adapt to change? This happened, and I'm gonna use Jesus here. I prayed honestly. He doesn't know. When I prayed, I was like, oh Father God, I pray that he just does it and just brings it. Like that's it. Because I'm the domesticator in the house. I'm the one that I have years of laundry experience compared to him. So I know if we just procrastinated and we do it after the life, it's just going to procrastinate and it's just going to procrastinate. And I also happen to have a little bit of OCD. I'm very organized. So I want everything to be, if clothes have to be ironed, they must be in the ironing basket. You know what I mean? So I'm just grateful that what is helping me is prayer. I prayed. It may seem so small, like it's just laundry. No, the thing is, these things, they pile up, right? And he, being a man, and now we can't have our auntie, unless your auntie lives with you or your helper lives with you. You can't have auntie in the house. If they come and go, I'm at that season. Our baby is turning 10, so So if auntie can't come, how are you adapting to change? Going through lockdown. So I prayed. Hallelujah. Thank you. I prayed. I did a quick prayer. Father God, I pray that he just does it, and he just does it, because I was like, I don't want my upbringing as far as chores and things being done are concerned, and his upbringing are totally different. The way he was raised and the way I was raised, totally different. At home, we get things done. If you think every day, and whenever. And I mean, I'm not saying it's wrong or right. It's just not progressive for us in our in our current state. We can't do for whenever, but that's also change. So you need to be able to adapt. And I'm grateful. Thank you, love. I wanted to actually thank you publicly. I saved it for this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Mm-hmm. As uncomfortable as it was, but I mean, it's normal now, I guess. But one thing that's also very important regarding this issue that you are raising, it's communication. You were able to, even through prayer. Maybe let's just, so that they don't get too much.
Hello, hi, good evening, Sipesike. Nola said she tested positive 2 weeks ago, and her quarantine ended this past Sunday. So grateful to be alive, and I'm not keen on going out. Wow. Oh, yeah. And then Coach Mpoki, you are hello, Coach, and hello, the stage. Hi. Hello, Kiho.
Yeah. So this thing is very much key, communication, because I had a colleague. It's been a while since we engaged. This guy, I mean, if you look at him, he's one of those quiet type guys. You wouldn't think he would even cheat on his wife or anything like that. And as we grew closer, like he was telling me, he's like a quiet chap, and we were just talking. No, I can't say it.
Okay,
yeah, I'll tell you after. Uh-huh. So man, this guy, he said something that like stuck to me. Like he said something, and then I realized for this guy, it means he doesn't talk to his wife, basically. And then I asked him, so you never speak to your wife, like? And he says, no, we just meet, and then when we arrive,
they're roommates.
And I asked him, why do you do that? I mean, what's the point of being in a relationship? Why do you do that? And then he says, I know the problem is like you find that you told her this the other day and you had lied, and you maybe because the guy he cheats or so, and then he says he's afraid or the wife will pick up. So I mean, can you imagine that level of relationship, like at any level, or like the lack of communication there, caused by so many insecurity, caused by so many, like a whole mess of engagement. So like as you're saying, like you can pray, but then also prayer how should cover how you communicate your situation as well, because that helps the relationship.
We're still on number 3.
Number 3.
The cheating guy. Even he wrote notes.
No, I just wanted to remember because But anyway, I don't want to go too much into him though.
Yeah.
He's like, I just want to convey the issue. some of the men, they don't communicate because of some of these fears that are not even known by the partner. So sometimes you think you are cheating your partner, but you are actually cheating yourself, because, like, I always tell Hore, there's what we call the power of intention. When you do something to another person, you with a certain intention, when another person does that to you, you always ascribe that action to the same intention you would have had that person. Like, for instance, maybe, for argument's sake, let's say when you touch somebody like this on the back, like when you do this, patting them on the back, it means you see yourself as superior to them. Like, and that's your own idea of, like, when you show superiority, you do this. And then somebody else comes and does the same thing to you with a different intention. Maybe saying, I encourage you, and that's intentionally what they mean. You would always think that the intention that you had is the same as they have. Generally, that's that's why, like, your intentions are so powerful and so important, because it also helps you on how you relate to other people. That's why it's always good to do things with good intentions. I'm not saying we are all perfect or we don't make mistakes, but as far as you can try, always have that thing. You know what? If I'm going to treat Thamsie this way, or my wife this way, I'm conveying a certain intention with this action, and how will I be able to receive that as well? And that's part of the whole concept of communication as well. Communication is also the intention underlying the action of what you do, and that helps the relationship, because now you're coming generally into the relationship with, like, a pure heart, what you call a pure heart. I don't know whether there's like something like that, but you as far as your relationship is concerned, you don't have any malice, you don't have any negativity towards it. Like, for instance, other couples can get jealous about their spouse. We're going to talk about that one.
Like, it's another topic on its own.
Or how do you deal with your spouse achieving certain things, and then how are you, like, for instance, fortunately, with us, we are very reflective, on an individual level. We are very reflective, and we don't always want to blame. We always have,
we take accountability.
Exactly. In awareness.
I think the lawyer part also plays.
I think it's now for now. I think it was even before we became lawyers, because, like, when you have that sense of responsibility about yourself, like, blaming other people comes as a last thing. Will attract your attention. So that is what has really helped us, in our communication as well.
Yeah. Still on communication, I just want us to communicate to our manifestors. Lizzie's here. Hi, good evening. Lack of communication is really a lot of admin, man. I think it also, if you become intentional, because we are also creatures of habit. So when you make it, like this thing of praying, you must just make it a habit. If like what my beloved husband just shared now about having an intention behind it. For instance, earlier on, for those that just are catching now, is that are tuning in now, is that earlier on today, when we got back from the salon, I realized they're still closed from the English, the hanger, the washing line. And I wasn't here the whole day. He was here with his son. And, so my intention behind it was not to control him, like how most, particularly black men, think when you ask them to do something. My intention was that we don't have situation of we've got laundry that's all over the place. It makes life easier for him too.
Reflective.
You see? So it's not, so, and then when I prayed, my prayer was answered quicker, because it's also in alignment with what God wants for us: peace, love, joy, progress, prosperity, progressiveness. So if it becomes a habit, now I do that. Even when I teach about the organic marketing program, when I say go out there and go and meet your people, pray about it. So it's a quick thing. Like it becomes like it's if you are thinking to yourself, because thoughts are so powerful and there's power behind the thought. So when you say, oh Lord, what I said is that, oh God, please let him just do it. No quarrels, just do it. Jesus, like, you know, like as if I'm breathing, like I'm sighing out. So when you do like that, it doesn't become admin. It doesn't become a burden. It becomes like a way of life. You know, it becomes a way of life because your expectations are also. Why is it become a burden? Admin is because your expectations are negative. So now I said, because my intention asking him that is that no, you know, we're going to. I mean, my husband gets cold. His head, so his sleeping things are also on the. You know what I mean? So it's also out of love. I know that because I'm the one that washed and hanged that those heads.
While you're talking about that,
so it's out of love.
I like that, but while you're talking about that, I think it's also important to know, Tori, a lot of times, even for you to start praying, you realize that there is a certain notion of certain rules, unwritten rules in society, that men do this, women do this, what. There are certain cages that we allow ourselves to participate in, voluntarily, involuntarily. So that's why I always prefer when you decide to be a reflective person, you are able to escape the bondage of culture and what other opinions are dictating to you about your own life. I mean, you are the one living your own life.
True.
At the end of the day, you are the one experiencing that washing line. You are the one who knows, but it's cold. I think, I mean, Bona, you are saying your hair was wet.
Yeah.
I thought to myself, I mean, it's cold. Let me go. In as much as it's cold, but I think I can handle it better because of that sense of. And I didn't say no. A man doesn't take washing off. No, it doesn't work like that. And we quarrel over it. So that small prayer that you make, it can also somehow free that mind, from engaging in that cage, society.
Yeah, that's true.
So those are some of the small things. They are not written in any book or any, but those things that come as a result of you being sincere in your relationship, being like, I mean, you wanted the best for us, for me as well. It reminds me as well when I was cooking ajabu when I was with Brapi.
Oh yeah. And also, I wanted to talk about that part.
I'm gonna forget now. Forget. Let me not forget. Brapi
is our son.
Brapi is my son.
Pule Junior. Brapi.
Yeah.
You know.
So he's
South
saying,
Africa style.
So he's saying, so Mama says we must cook for her. And then I had to correct it as well. Because I mean, they also pick it up. No, we are going to eat as well. I'm cooking for us. We are going to also eat. It's not Mama. So it's also good to also throw it onto them, our little boys, as they also grow up, so that they are also free. He's free to do what he sees as relevant to be done then.
Yeah, that's so true. I wanted to talk about that. Is that when I was at the salon, I saw that I will not make it early in time to be able to cook supper. I sent him a message and I asked him, please cook supper, right? I even gave him the menu. I know it's a new thing, so I even suggested what he must cook, because I know if I can just say cook, he may just work.
Anyway.
No.
Okay.
Right? And then I realized maybe it's a Friday afternoon also. Maybe he's also doing his own things, relaxing and because we had a very intense week this week. So I suggested maybe we can get takeaways. And then he has now said no. I actually, because what the menu I gave him was something that I like his cooking, that thing. So I was like, I'm not gonna say gay. Gourmet. No, they must think it was gourmet. Yes, you're right. And then he said, no, I actually also want to eat that. And I was like, wow, you see, so you must communicate. And that's why I like you this topic. You named it safety. It's being vulnerable. Communication comes with vulnerability.
Yeah.
You need to be vulnerable. So I said it, and then I realized, maybe we had a hectic week. This past week was very hectic. So I'm thinking maybe my husband is a musician, so he probably maybe doing some music on his piano or something. You know, he's playing something on his keyboard. So I'm thinking maybe he's relaxing or watching a movie with his boy because they can watch, they've got their own thing. We have our own thing. So I'm thinking that, and then no, we'll get takeaways rather. And they said, no, so it's also being vulnerable. The possibility of you being rejected is there. For him to say, no, I don't want to, but be ready. Like, be open to that.
And being open also shows sort of like you are not trying to control. You know, one of the things that I teach my daughter is that one of the ways to determine your good friends from bad friends is you check if a person is always angry when you decide differently from them. You must be cautious of that person as a friend, you know, because there's an intention to control you. And anyone who has an intention to control you, it means basically in the most basic cast of terms, if there's such a word, it means you better reduce yourself so that my idea of how you should live should be exalted in your life.
Sure.
And that's basically what it means. And anyone who wants that, it means he wants to be higher than you. Like he wants to control you like Pinocchio or those things, those puppets. Which now says, no, you cannot have that arrangement going. So you need to be able to choose friends accordingly. A friend is that person who say, okay, do this. They will be honest and say, do this. And then if you don't want to do it, they will also understand, okay, no, that's his choice or her choice.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then you are able to even convey and express how it will benefit them if they do it. Because you're not trying to control, but you are suggesting, you know, something that may be good for them according to your own view. So that's very important also in a relationship.
So communication goes with understanding. You see, I asked him to cook, and then later on, a couple of minutes later, I realized Kana is also tired like me. So I said, no, maybe we should get takeaways. And then he's like, no, I actually want that, you know. And we enjoyed. In front of the heater. It was delicious. Yeah, it was very hot, like a heater. And then I'm experiencing change internally and externally in my environment. These couple of days, two things stood out for me. Pain is inevitable, so is hope. I like that. Pain is weakness leaving the body. Wow. And then Nolos is laughing at cheating and lying and bad at remembering his lies. Bad combination. Oh my goodness. Actually, that's something also. And then when I feel lost, I always come back to Coach Thamsie's social pages to find direction again. You guys are a pillar. Don't stop what you're doing. I'm inspired. Couple goals. What?
Oh, thank you.
Wow. And I want to talk about this thing about being couple goals and whatnot. You know, our story, just to communicate, part of the communication, and so that people can, you maybe also be there. We didn't start out as couple goals. You know, it wasn't coming from, especially him. My husband has a PhD in Christianity. You do. And we had our baby, our daughter, before marriage. So we were not always the couple goals. But because of what we're talking about now, communicating and being open to who we are, you know, because unfortunately Christianity has this thing of putting you in a box, right? Especially if you're a lightweight sinner. Extreme sinners are forgiven. They are celebrated. And unfortunately, we have more lightweight sinners than extreme sinners. We don't have those that kill and no. I'm talking about you that don't put yourself first, you that sacrifices yourself. That's sinning, hey? Because the Bible says, what does God say? Love yourself as you love your neighbor.
Love your neighbor as you
love your neighbor as you love yourself.
So if self is a reference, it means it must come first.
It must come first. So that's sinning, right? Having a baby before marriage, according to the doctrines of church, that's also a sin. But it's like a sin that it's up for debate.
Perpetual.
It's up for debate, you know.
And unfortunately, you even find Christians they even condemn the child because of your mistake. Like Ogarwano was a mistake, and that mistake is going to last forever. And so those are things you need to free yourself from.
Yes. So we're not always couple goals, you know, like that, because of our especially my husband's side of Christianity vibes. So we're not always, and those that were seen as couple goals are now not couple goals. I know I laugh about it, but what I'm trying to say is that what you are going through is so important to communicate your truth. So this is a little bit, it's a little bit out, but it's not. I'm trying to bring it also here that now, because eventually when you communicate like that with your partner, with your whoever it is relationship, because now we are already locked down, with whoever you're staying in at home, when you communicate, like it will end up becoming a goal, couple goals. If we did not, imagine if we I like this is your second point, outside influence, society. If we decided, like this thing of cooking or having a child out of wedlock, and decided to put society's ideologies with us, we were going to communicate like that. We're going to have a third party in our perspective.
That is what's killing a lot of relationships.
So you need to understand. So this thing, a couple goals. I always get like, people think of a couple like, hey, couple goals.
The goals, couples goals aspect of it comes in to say, once you have conquered certain things, you become admirable. Because people can say, no, you know what, this person has conquered this. I can learn one or two things from them. That contributes.
So true. So communicate your truth like that. Eventually, you become gold. Oh wow, inspirational like that. But it's not easy. What I'm trying to say is, it wasn't easy for us when we experienced that time. It wasn't for me. Oh my God, my husband and I wasn't the one who was pregnant. I was the one who was pregnant. It was hectic, and you got to ask yourself, and the church was not very friendly to us or to me. Maybe when I don't know, but not to me. It wasn't, right? It wasn't that, but we needed to communicate our truth. And here we are. Those that were even talking about us have divorced.
Yeah, that's so sad.
Yeah, those that didn't have children before marriage, they've actually divorced. It's just so communicate with understanding, right? We understood our vision, we understood ourselves as a couple. We did not get. Imagine if I came with that. Yeah, I remember one time went to church, and your church in Harangua, and then you left my hand, and I'm used to, guys. Now that's my love language. Touch that, and he knows my love language, and then he remembered, hey, society, right? And I had to communicate that to him.
I did it subconsciously.
Yes, and I realized that.
Yeah, I did it subconsciously, and I when she communicated that head, I actually connected to that head and realized, Bona, I'm hating the person that I love, the woman who's carrying my child. For what? For who? For who? Really? For who? Moto maybe once, 4 times a month. I'm like so obsessed about showing them, and then you get to repent like that as a partner. You see, okay, no, you know what, I apologize about it, and then you gain your confidence in representing the position of you two,
and you understand each other, and it doesn't become admin, right? It doesn't become admin like this guy that you just explained now, the one who was cheating. He's also influenced by society. It's so normal that men cheat. It's a normal thing, right? So now he's also behaving like maybe his uncle or somebody watched on because that guy was cheating. He was a serial cheater. Yeah, like those stories we used to watch. It was like that.
Masenya.
Even the name says Masenya means, for those that don't know Setswana or Soto, Masenya means the waster. His name is like that, literally. Can you see what was? So do you see? So it's so important that when you communicate, you also are grounded. That's why I'm saying pray. Make prayer like as if you're speaking to someone who's here and is always there to help you. Make it like that. And I do that. I honestly, to God, do that. Even when I decided to grow my business and audience online, connecting to you, my manifestors, I prayed. I said, God, you called me. So those people that I'm called for, where are they? Where are the recipients? You are the one who called. So I'm going. So when you do that, it helps. I promise you. And this is a person who got a child before marriage saying this to you. Do you understand? So you must not condemn yourself. Again, also when you have a disagreement with your partner, the people that you are living in this during this lockdown times, do not condemn yourself when you have a different opinion.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it will become admin. I'm just going back to this thing of why it becomes admin to communicate. Why it becomes is because of what Maswin said earlier on of having a different opinion.
You need to be, and I really I will always reiterate this. For in a relationship, it's two people. It's two people at the end of the day. And if you are not going to represent your position, it means out of the two people who are in relationship, it means when you are representing this half. Sorry, it looks wrong. You're representing this half of yourself. You should be standing up and representing your full position, because there are certain small things that you experience in your psyche, in your emotions, based on your own social influences, whatever. You should be able to convey that to your partner. And you'll realize that, you know what? Oh, I didn't see it this way. Your partner may be expressing another view, and you're able to crystallize and form your own new ideology that works for you. You know, that deals with those older paradigms. So it's important to really come in and represent even your weakest, or those things you feel like, but it's nothing. Come strongly and represent it, because that nothing can grow and become a very big tree that can cost you your marriage.
Like now with washing laundry, for me, I know if lockdown, we don't know how long this lockdown is going to be. So now we don't know how many times am I going to be anxious. You see what I mean? How many times? I don't know. So I addressed it and then I prayed. Those that are watching, please remember to thumbs up, please like the video. And we're having so much fun. The other topic or point that you spoke about or wrote down is ability to be brave to move against the tides of society. We've just touched a little bit on it, my love. Putting
you actually made it.
Oh my goodness. Okay. The inability to think logically. So I want you to talk about it. What was your point here? What was your point?
I think we touched on it like earlier on. Like you need to develop that boldness, you know, for your sake. You know, I mean, these are ideas that are coming from people like you and me. You know? And even it also even touches on the aspect earlier, culture, that we discussed the last time, to say, you know, culture is developed and created by human beings like you and me. So if you're going to allow culture to cage you to the past way of doing things, not and failing to see how you can use your own brain, by the way, it's still there, you can use it, you know, to assess your environment and you know, make the best out of it, not now leaving it to culture so that you can blame or no. This woman does not listen. This man, he's not a man. You know, he doesn't, you know, because you are so stuck to the ideologies of culture. I mean, cultural ideologies that are not serving you, or in fact, they are destroying you. But because you are so stuck on them, when things are supposed to be this way or the highway, it means you have no sense of self. And by not having a sense of self, it means you don't have a sense of self-love as well. So you cannot love another person when you cannot even understand that basic dynamic about being able to represent yourself.
Wow. I like that part here when you're speaking about blame, because we are going through that now in the country. We are blaming the president. We are blaming apartheid. We're blaming. And those people that are blaming the most are the ones that are going through the most. So it's also has to do with this thing of communicating and taking accountability for your own life. Blame is the key to poverty. Complaining.
Actually, blame is
taking away your power.
Exactly.
So now
giving away your authority.
So if you're also going to be complaining about your partner, you are giving away your power. You know, that's why I am allergic, honestly, to God. I am allergic to women that I just switch off. A woman that are complaining about their husbands, very allergic. Like I switch off now. Now it's lockdown, so it's even easier. But like at our children's school, you know, we meet couples, we meet other parents. If I can hear like a person is talking what men are trash, that I and you know how I'm so bubbly and I love being around people. I love talking and engaging. I just disappear. I don't, because I understand that that's the key way. So if you are going through the most and you end up blaming for people that are experiencing the most right now, yes, there's challenges, bigger, deeper challenges that we don't know of before we were born. But it's those people that complain. The complainers are experiencing that. So complaining brings so much trouble, so many problems, because when you complain, you end up blaming,
It's a release of blame.
and it's a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle. So when you communicate, also don't communicate from a victim. Don't be a victim. No, let's learn from what's going on right now. The very same people that went out and looted because they don't have. That's their blame. We don't have. That's why we did that. Ne? I understand. I understand the poverty and whatnot. But the very same people, again, tomorrow they don't have food. So we need to really, really learn from what's happening around us, and then don't bring it home too. Don't bring it home. I so wish couples can watch this together. I'm sharing these Friday fascinations with my couple friends through. Oh wow, thank you so much, Kiko. I appreciate that. Plus now we get paid for talking like this. Oh my gosh. Wow, I like that revelation. We subscribe to unwritten beliefs that cage us. That's Coach Umpo. Are Lubita. Oh my gosh, this is so nice. There's a lot of comments. Lubita Mwana Brapi, you guys are killing me. He's got an old soul, this guy. You think he's in maybe one of the days you'll be the one sitting to me, sitting with us and telling us about the way he's so conditioned about everybody having a husband or a wife. If you are single, he's going to try and hook you up with someone. If he meets a single guy, he already thinks of a single lady. He's met and he's like, no way.
They must get married.
They must get married. Everybody he knows as an adult has a husband or a wife. Yeah. So he can't fathom people that are single. He's so deep, this guy. So funny too. He said, I thought Brapi was Coach Pule's friend. Oh my God.
He's my friend anyway.
Yeah, Coach Mpore, same here, Brapi. Okay. Coach Malebu Kiar Dimelang the Morovadis. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Coach. Yeah, glow is happening. The glow is happening. At a couple goals, there's a lot of pressure. True, there's a lot of pressure. And fortunately now with me, I don't know how to take labels. I've never been. I don't know. Maybe another thing has to do with not being able to celebrate my greatness. So it's a blessing and not a blessing. Ne? I don't want to say it's a curse because I don't want to say that. So it's not, that I don't know how to. So it has helped me. So it has helped me to be humble. But at the same time, one of the things that great people struggle with, like you guys, you my manifestors, why we are not all billionaires now is because we don't know how to embrace our greatness. So it's actually a detriment not being able to celebrate ourselves.
Yeah,
it's not good. And it comes from this belief of humility, how you were indoctrinated in a community. When you stood out, you get incarcerated.
And hopefully a lot of humility. A lot of times we misguide or misunderstand the idea of humility. For those who read the Bible, it says, be humble before the Lord, the sight of the Lord. And because you can look humble to people, but not be humble in heart. So the idea of humility is the idea of being able to repent, like from your own understanding. When you capture something, like I captured her, I was hating her by having left her hand and allowing the
drop my hand like a hot potato. And I get a smart and kitty cutie that day.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, so cute.
I
remember my outfit.
So allowing the society now to dictate that. Anyway, we'll remember. But,
no, when you dropped my hand, allowing society to dictate, no more. That's what
but
happened.
before that, where was I? What was it?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Okay. Yeah, but anyway, I think anyway, it's up.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep with the comments.
She needs Brapi on her side. Let me hook you up. He will.
No, we'll address that.
He will.
We missed
And then Noloziare, Christianity can be crippling if we do it all wrong. It takes a lot of maturity to be open-minded and not judge. We preach to not judge, but we tend to be the most judgmental.
Exactly. Yeah.
So true. And then Coach Boakokiyo, hi.
Hello.
And then Coach Mpora, I agree with you, Nolwazi. And Diamwari, you guys, my people. Oh, hey. Okay. And then Arantlele, when he comes to Kimberly Bayoho, he will hook you up very quickly in Kimberly. The very same Kimberly, he will definitely do it there. Please bring Brapi along. He sounds like an interesting fella. Very interesting. Oh, Mantumo, hi, Mantumo. Wow. Hey, Mantumo. And then this thing, of adopting to change is that also, Mantumo has to do also with bedroom issues. You have to adapt to change now. Sometimes our libidos drop or go up. If you need to be hooked up, Mantomo is the person to be, and I'm trusting she's also made her YouTube channel public, so you can subscribe. Please subscribe to each other's YouTube channels here now. In fact, I'll do the same. Please make it public. So that
mine is called Pule the Sage, by the way.
Yeah, Pule the Sage. Please subscribe to Pule the Sage. Also adapting to change. It's like that. When we are now working from home, all of us, not just me, him too, what happens is that we get a little bit overwhelmed. So change also when it comes to the bedroom issues is also happening. I don't know, men are different, women are different. So this week for me has been very hectic. So now I was not there. I hope our children are not watching. They are not watching.
On another.
No, I know. I'm just saying that's also another thing that we need to communicate. It's another thing. No, I just wanted. I said I needed to. Oh yeah. By the way, another thing of adapting to change is that for men it's different. For women, he can speak for himself, but for me, my libido dropped. Like, boom, gone. So adapting to change comes with that. So you need to be able to communicate.
Knowledge is reminding me. I was thinking about being
humble.
Being humble. Yeah. Yes. The trueness, or rather the true meaning of being humble is being able to correct yourself, like honestly, genuinely within. Like when I left her hand and I really connected to that pain, and I repented from my old mind. My old idea, my old submission to the societal norm, or no Christian should behave like this. And about no man, this is my wife, this is my woman. I need to, prioritize her. So now it became that was repentance, or that was humility, in a sense that I didn't keep stuck to my old ideas because of while I was hitting another human being. You understand? Yeah. So yeah.
Wow, thank you, Nonos.
Thank you, Nonos.
People that are taking notes, Wow, I want us to keep this to an hour, ne?
Yeah.
An hour. No,
actually,
watch hour.
5 minutes.
Watch hours. More monetizing more, and it still the channel still has to grow. I already saw that I've made money on some videos. I don't know how it works, but it's people get cents in dollars. So, but hey. Hey, So it's counting. So I want us to keep it to 45 minutes to an hour. And then we should have questions and we get feedback from this session. My husband is one that kind of prepared with me, honestly. Salon. Like hair. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, when it comes to our hair. And then finally says, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Morobadi. Thank you so much for tuning in. Ayana says, I just realized that as a single person, I would have to make room for someone else in my life. Oh, yes. That is so true.
Yeah. you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
true. I think
And-
mustn't speak it low. Speak louder and speak in English.
Oh yes,
We are
yes.
international
Oh,
platform.
international
Yeah.
peoples.
Yes.
No, there's one lady as well. When you're saying that about single people, there's one lady
Change,
that I'm
yeah.
remembering now. Because like now, you see how some of your family members can deter you from actually getting into relationship.
Yeah, this one is very sad.
Like, this
Sure.
lady, she has a child. I don't know what happened with the husband. But now
Or the baby daddy. They were not married.
Oh yeah, the baby daddy. But now the mother is staying with her. And
she's the oldest. Let me quickly give you a picture of this woman. We know her very well. We used to be close with her, kind of close. Our children, our daughter and her girl, I'm gonna change her girl. They went to kindergarten together. Our daughter is a year or 2 years older than a year older than her daughter, right? And her parents got divorced, and her mom moved with her. So she's the oldest, and she became the provider, right? Her mother had her life, married to her father, but then with her now, the mom is the hindrance to her moving on, like having a relationship. Whenever she gets close to any gentleman, her mother is,
the
third wheel all the time. And this is the last time we were in engagement with her, or like close with her, was 2013, almost 10 years ago. And it was so disheartening to see her this year or last year when we saw her. Early this year, and we saw the same picture we saw almost 10 years ago. Because
and at that time she had clearly indicated what she wanted.
Yes, and yes, she asked us, the guy, I want also romance, man. It's possible. And she was also like goals. She was also inspired by our relationship, and also having had a child and not being married, and
she was also, we actually did a bit of business there.
Yeah, that's how we got close with her. And the change, you see, because the guilt that comes with standing up for herself, because now she doesn't want to be labeled by society or the church or whatever as the greedy girl or what,
the
neglector of her family. She's so responsible, sure, but now her life is, so let me tell you, it comes also with the possibilities of also being rejected. This change, adapting to change, not just with your partner, but also from your family. That's why I said I've chosen my R. I've chosen to live with rejection rather than regret. Now, almost 10 years has passed. She's still in the same situation.
Pleasing the same people.
Yeah. So she's living with regret. That's why I want you to join us in the monthly club so that you don't live with regret. This year again, we're in lockdown. Lockdown happened last year. I was able to grow and monetize my channel since last year and now. Yes, because the whole world is online, and when are you not doing anything about it? Now look at me. So I don't want you to live with regret. I'd rather you live with rejection, the possibility of people saying, "Who's this? Who does she think she is?" That's better. People are saying the same thing now about Oprah. They said the same thing to Oprah, and look at her. Hey, who is she? She's Oprah. So people also be saying the same thing about you. They said the same thing about me too. There are those that blocked me. There's those that unfollowed me. There's even those that thumbs down my videos. But here I am. Life goes on. Now I'm not living with regret. So you must also be brave. Choose your R. Rejection. Or this is my thing. Choose your R. This one I must be quoted. I've always wanted to also have my own quotes, like your Miles Monroe, your, I have, this is mine. This one I must go and patent it. Choose your R. Rejection or regret, with change, with growth, with aspiration, with dreams and desires. Change is inevitable. It is inevitable. Look at now what we're going through in the country. Change is inevitable.
It's the only consistent thing.
It's the only consistent thing. So it does come with it's either regret, you're going to regret your choice, or there's no other way. You cannot choose we can't have both regret and rejection. You must choose. And most times we tend to choose regret because we tend to people please. Not just people please society, even people please our spouses. Like that guy that's cheating, he's not communicating like this because at the same time, he's also living in regret. He's actually embarrassed, right? So he doesn't want to communicate with his wife because he may just slip and and confuse what she's speaking to him, this one or the other one. So he doesn't speak anything. And now that's regret. He's regretful. Yeah, that's regret. Now that's regret. He's regretful of what the choices he's taken. So choose your R. Change is inevitable when you want to grow and when you want to, evolve. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've almost done. We're wrapping up. Please do share your comments and questions before we close and say good night. And have a lovely evening further, a good weekend. Stay indoors, stay safe, and this too shall pass.
Yeah.
And this situation has also just made us aware that whatever we thought was stable is not stable. The only stability is change. The only constant, rather, is change, right? You must be able to adapt to these situations and also take that also inside your home.
Exactly.
Wow, very interesting indeed. We must all take part and share duties to make things easy for all of us. I love that. And then Coach Mkwara, choose your R, indeed, by Coach Thamsie. It's mine. I must patent it. I must. You have
trademark
to trademark it. Can I speaking? Yeah. Okay, Ayanda, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for spending time with us this late, guys.
Yes, we appreciate it so much on a Friday evening. Also, please remember to subscribe to Pule the Sage.
Pule the Sage.
Pule the Sage. You'll see his face in one of the videos. He sings beautifully, and I'm so happy that he's doing it. I think it's because he's also realizing, hey,
it works this thing.
Adapting to the times. Look, we are back in level 4. Maybe we're going to level 5. I don't know what the president has said. He will just catch up the summaries as to hear what he said, basically, right? Okay, Coach Mkwara, thank you. Also, thank you so much. Everyone that's watching, remember to thumbs up the video. Share, please do share. We see a lot of couple channels on YouTube, and we're like, people, they're not talking, ne? They somewhat they seem so, we are pressurized to seem so perfect.
And there's no need.
There's no need for that. We're pressurized to seem so perfect. And I'm looking forward to us having the conversation the conversation on sex before marriage. That I think is going to be the next one. Ne?
Sex before marriage.
Yes, that one.
What are we going to talk about?
That one of saying that people are scared of God to have sex, but they're not scared of God to divorce. A lot of couples, a lot of Christian couples, they got married because they were having sex. No, that's the truth, and they just wanted to see before they can fall pregnant because it's so nice. Ne? It's very nice. Definitely. And then now they know they can't stop. Then they get married, but then they get divorced. And they get married because they are scared of God, of society. But they're not scared. When they divorce, there's no scared of God, nothing. So why would you push yourself to get married? I want that one. I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but I'm just going to
it will flow. I'm sure it will.
Yeah, but can you see how twisted it is? People are scared of God to have sex, but they're not scared to have divorce decrees, to have children, divorced children
torn between
families that were together, now they're not getting a girlfriend or boyfriend, and then the whole one part. They rather quickly get married because they don't want to be seen as holier than thou. As not holier than thou. So I want us to have that conversation also in the Fridays to come.
Okay.
In the Fridays to come.
Definitely, we will have it.
Okay, Mantomara, she'll watch the replay. Caught you guys almost at the end. Thank you so much. We appreciate the replays. Remember, those that are watching the replays, like as the weeks and months progress, we will premiere it, we'll pre-record so that you can actually watch it with you. And we can be there commenting. I would like that.
That would be interesting.
Yes, I would actually like that. And then Ayanda, I'm looking forward to that. Yes. Why would you want to get married like that? Because you're scared of God, but quickly divorce also, and you're not considering God. So why not wait rather? Why not wait? Yeah.
So thank you guys. Thank you so much for spending this evening with us, a full hour. Wow, that's wonderful. So next time we will indicate the topic.
Yeah, we'll have it at 8, ne? Because today the president was
speaking. The chap was talking. The gentleman was talking, rather.
The president of the country, Pilo, was talking.
Yeah.
Yes. And yeah. My husband's going to use the president. Wow. Yay. Yeah. Very opinionated couple. Imagine. But it's nice. It's juicy in this house. That's why we've got children that are also like that. And our son is so talkative. I wonder where does he get it from?
There's a comedian.
He is so talkative. So I'm like, I don't know. Do I talk that much?
More than that.
I think we'll have a meet and greet, ne?
Yeah,
one of the days, and then you get to know them. We'll do that. Yeah, I think they will like that, especially our boy. You will love that.
Thank you.
Have a lovely evening. Thank you so much, Mantu.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
everyone that's watching. Thank you so much. We appreciate you so much. Let's adapt to the change, ne?
Yeah.
Let's adapt to the change.
Embrace the change.
Or rather, yeah,
Otherwise,
bless the change also. Yeah.
But thank you so much. All the best.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye.